want to talk a little bit about how the SWF and the compile flash flex movie gets thrown into the Google App Engine for deployment. So for those of you who are not familiar with Grails and the Google App Engine, I recommend you read and just take a look at the really quick cast that has been created by the Spring Source team. If you can go to the website, I'll provide the link afterwards. But there's a really nice quick cast on how to create a Google App Engine application and deploy it with using Grails. So after you have created this application, so here is my Grails application. What I have done is I have added this additional transformation controller. Now, the get image here is going to be where all the magic happens, but before we do that, there is also this little bit called define index equals, and it does nothing. It just maps into a Google App Engine view. If you go into the views, you'll see that there is this index.jsp file. Now, where do we get this stuff? Well, all the code that is here is going to be what gets generated by Flex and the Flex Builder as your HTML wrapper. So basically what I've done is in my bin.release, I just copy whatever gets generated in the export into this index.jsp file for deployment. The next thing that I've done in order to include my SWF, my Flex Swift file, into the deployment of the Grails Google App Engine is I have set the export directory, so export release build. I just have set this directory to my web app / transformation directory. So if you go into my Grails application, you'll see that under the application's web app directory, under transformation, everything just gets compiled there. So now when I go to my website and I just type in thomaslin@spot.com transformation, you'll see that whatever gets generated, this SWF gets thrown in there. So that's just all the steps that are needed to include this SWF file into your Grails application. Great. So now we have looked at the source code in Flex. We have figure out how to add all the stuff into the Grails application and deploy it. I highly recommend that if you have not ever done anything like that, just follow the steps in the Spring Source blog. They're very comprehensive and they'll show you exactly how to get this in there. The one step that is kind of missing is how do I create this controller? So basically in the terminal, you just go to your Grails application. So in this case is me, Thomaslin, and you just type in Grails, create controller, and then your controller name. So another controller, for example. And that will go in and you'll launch the script to create your controller file.